So let's get straight in there. So the first thing I always look for is two-step verification enabled? Now, two-step verification is one of the best ways of protecting your school accounts from unauthorized access. So a logon isn't successful unless you provide something you know, like a password, and something you have, like a security key, SMS message, or authenticator app. And this is one of the best ways of getting your security defenses right going forward. It's really easy to turn on. And I'm just going to show you how to do it now. Let me just open up the admin console and let's do some, keep things interesting and do some live demos. So we're not just looking at a slide deck here. And let me just find my admin console and share this tab instead. So to enable two-step verification, you can do this under security, authentication, and two-step verification. And then from here, let's select my teachers. So I'm going to go to my demo school here and select the teacher OU. And actually, I've already turned it on for these teachers before. So within here, I can see that I'm allowing my users to use two-step verification, and I've turned on enforcement. So they must set up a second factor of authentication and be using it. A really nice option is if you're introducing it for the first time, you can actually say on from a particular date, just to give everyone a grace period, and enables notifications to those users just to let them know that by the end of this month, they need to set up two-step verification. So recommend turning that on if it's something you're just introducing to your staff. You can allow people to trust devices. So if you have a school issued device which all your teachers are using, you know it's secure, you can allow those users to trust that device so they don't get prompted every time. Just get that right balance between security and usability. And from here, you can also control which authentication methods you want to allow. So by default, it's any, but you can restrict it to any except verification codes via text or phone call. Just because text messages, they can be spoofed, they're not foolproof. Or restrict it to the most secure method and use a physical security key. But I see most schools really just using any method for the time being.
Peter, there's a question about two-step authentication. So do you, Gregory is wondering, is it good to do this with students as well? Or do you see most institutions only instituting this with staff?
Yeah, so I do occasionally see it on turned on for students, normally older learners, so students over 16, they've got their own mobile phone. But for younger learners, I probably wouldn't recommend that, only because you don't want to create additional barriers for getting the lesson started. They may not have their own device to get a code on, or you may have shared devices, in which case they'll be logging onto a different device every time. So there's no way of really trusting that device. But it's not in this presentation, but maybe we'll do it as a future topic. There is a tool on Google, on Education Plus and Education Standard, called Context Aware Access. And that allows you to set up some rules in the background to better protect those accounts from unauthorized logins. So you can do things like restrict logons to just a school campus or just your country, or just from particular devices which you know are up to date and got the latest security patches installed. So maybe we'll cover that in a future calls. That could be quite useful.